Why are you guys here?
That's such a big question.
It's a loaded question considering how broad the brushstrokes are.
Yeah, well, obviously, I don't know where to start. Obviously, the economy, the recession has affected. It's affected all of us, right? Me in particular, because I'm a laborer, right? And so I usually work through temp agencies. And coming out of school, I figured I would be, I could get back into the general labor field, and not much of a field, but
Sure.
And but after seeing the effects of the recession and now I can't find work at all, right? So I get maybe like 2 hours, or sorry, not 2 hours, 2 shifts a week, and it's not enough to pay rent on. And I believe this is the reason we don't have manufacturing here in Canada anymore, because they got the corporate elites outsourcing all of our jobs, where they exploit workers in third world countries, right? Meanwhile, government cuts are being made through, you have these corporate elites also advocating for tax cuts. Meanwhile, they're exploiting our workers here, exploiting our workers overseas, shipping our jobs away. So it's
so what do you think is the way to improve it?
What is the way to improve it?
Tax the rich, that's what you want?
Sorry?
You want to tax the rich?
Well, I don't think we should be decreasing corporate taxes, and I do believe we could have a more progressive tax scaling, right? Similar to what we had before. I mean, Canada does have a progressive tax scale already, but I think we could make it better.
So you want the rich to be taxed even more in Canada?
Yes.
What does your flag say?
It's a syndicalist flag, right?
Okay.
So syndicalism is basically the idea that the workers and the unions, through grassroots action similar to this, right, can work together to build a new society and essentially out of the shell of the old, which would be capitalism, right?
So you disagree with capitalism?
Yes and no, right?
Do you think maybe the problems, though, are a distortion of capitalism? A fixed market, so to speak? That's what we're experiencing?
Essentially, it's a nanny market, where
exactly
the extremely wealthy are helped out, and the rest of us are like, okay, it's a free market for you guys.
It's self-dealing.
I don't know what that means, but
well,
okay.
They give themselves a contract.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily think we have to overthrow the whole system?
I don't think it's something that will happen overnight. I think overthrow is a bad word. I don't think Canadians in particular are culturally ready for that sort of a thing.
No.
I mean, we still do have a pretty big the middle class, but it is decreasing, right? And that's obvious. If you look at, I think it was the CCPA, the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives, released a report on the growing gap between the rich and the poor. And so you have the low-income earners and middle-income earners, incomes either staying stagnant or decreasing, and you have the top 10% on a continuous rise, right? And so that should be a growing concern. I read that report like years ago before the recession. I can only imagine it's gotten much worse, right? And so,
do you expect any police violence today?
I'm hoping not. I don't want to be naive. I mean, I was at G20, right? So we saw shit happen there. But I think if we go in with a peaceful attitude, hopefully things will remain peaceful. Because I don't want to see any violence or anything like that, right?